So now I'm here, coming up on my last bit, coming up on my last section of pearls. And just know that this pattern is very versatile. It can be used for blanket knitting, as I am, or it can be used as a shawl and just do a few less repeats, or even just a scarf. Make a nice warm sweater. So I'm coming up. Just to let you know, this is my first actual video like this, so most of the camera, it's probably not going to be in focus. It's probably not going to be even in the frame, but you know, live and you learn. Oh my gosh, that's much better. Now that I backed it up, you can see it. So now I've just finished all my pearl stitches, and I'm just coming up and doing my seed stitch border. You don't need to add any border. I just cast it on extra stitches and just went with it. So yeah, I just got 4-stitch border, and just helps me counting rows too. Okay, so now for row 2, gotta pick it up and move it. I'm gonna knit my border. So I always have it starting on a knit stitch just to make it easier on my brain. That noise that you keep hearing, that is the stitch marker that keeps moving around on the desk. So sorry about that, and sorry about if the camera makes noises. I know sometimes it does that when it's becoming in focus. Okay, so now for the second row pattern, and this is the second row in the pattern and the last row. You just keep repeating these 2 rows. So the first, you're just going to knit 1, and you'll see here I changed the pattern so that it would be a little bit more lacy. In the pattern written, link in the description, it says to knit through the front and back loop on the next stitch, but instead I'm just going to yarn over. And that makes the fabric a little bit wider too, which is good for me. Then you're going to knit 4. And then you're going to SSK, which is slip, slip, knit. So you're going to slip 2 stitches as if to knit, come back at them with the left needle, and then like you're knitting 2 together. And then you're going to knit 2 together. And here I always find that I have gaps between the stitches, so try and make that tight, a little bit tighter. And yeah. Then you're going to knit 4, 3, and 4. And now again in the pattern it says just to knit through the front and back loops on the next 2 stitches, but instead I'm going to have yarn overs outside of the next 2, so I'm going to yarn over, knit 2, yarn over, and then knit 4 more, and then you're just going to repeat them 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to SSK again, so slip 2 as if to knit, and then knit the 2 together, bring the left hand needle back through, knit 2 together, and that's just, I'll show you that slower. You're going to bring it into the second stitch and through the first together as if it was 1 stitch, and then just wrap it around and knit as you normally would. You're going to knit 4 and just repeat that pattern of yarn overs, or if you choose to, knitting through the front and back loops, and SSKs and 2 togethers. So I just knit 4, I'm going to yarn over outside of the next 2 stitches instead of knitting through the front and back loop, yarn over, and knit 4. And after I knit these 4, I'm going to SSK, and yeah, so the pattern just repeats with those same 4 up to the last 2 stitches. So I'll be back when we get to the last 2 stitches other than my seed stitch border.